So James is just having avocado toast, cherry tomatoes, and eggs this morning, and then we're having mango and kiwi. And we're gonna talk about a few movies. And so anyway, I guess where do I start? This one was great. Liar season 1. So I don't know what's gonna happen in season 2, and I'm not gonna tell you. I'm not gonna ruin the mystery or anything, but it's I haven't seen a mystery like this one. It's you don't know which of the characters is lying. There's a date rape that may or may not have taken place, and you're trying to find out, is it the woman who's, you know, maybe making it up entirely, or the man has actually date raped her, or maybe there's a it's a gray area or something, which really there's not a gray area, but there's socially accepted sexual abuse, and so, which we consider gray. You know, like James and I have joked about the don't stop, and it's not a joke. You know, if somebody says don't, you shouldn't even get to the word stop before, right? It's things should halt, right? So there's no don't stop, you know. There's none of that. That never means keep going.
It never goes through the process.
No.
Right?
I mean, there should be a wait, and then the whoever said don't stop would be wait, keep going or whatever, right? So there's never any gray area. So anyway, this series, you're following this along, and it's really good. They did a great job. The actors did a great job. BBC put something out that it's so worth watching. That's it's very
British
good.
broadcasting.
Yeah.
They're so much better doing English is doing TV than they are doing movies. But I guess that applies to Hollywood now too.
You know, I guess it does, doesn't it? Except this. Now I know a lot. This is popular. This is season 4, and I don't know if you liked watching the other seasons. I just honestly, I find the whole big money sports scene, you know, rapper sort of whatever. I find all of that really boring, honestly.
You know what? The media is sick of it too.
Are they?
You know who they like? What sport they like? Where people actually treat the reporters like human beings? It's hockey. It's not just Canadians. It's Europeans in there too, right?
So anyway, I don't have a problem with the acting in the acting in this series is good. It's just there's really nothing interesting going on for me. So I got a lot of house cleaning done today, and I was so busy cleaning the house that I didn't get the rest of James' breakfast done. I meant to.
Well, this is awesome breakfast. It's going to last me 2 meals.
I needed vegetables with that, so what I wanted to do was saute up some zucchini and asparagus, and I have some other things. You know, it was going to be awesome, but I didn't quite get there. And he got here, and he was hungry, so eggs it is, and whatever. So anyway, I wouldn't recommend this unless you don't want to be watching TV. If you find yourself addicted to TV and you want to break up that routine and actually get the house cleaning done, then maybe put that on, because that happened to me this morning. I got a lot of cleaning done. So
you know, the real problem with that thing though is Dwayne Johnson. He's such a horn dog, or whatever.
What?
Dwayne Johnson's a problem with that. For me,
is he? I don't mind him in this. I don't mind him, period. But, you know, I find it interesting that, like, at one point he was talking about, there was a race issue. And his character, or him, I don't know. Anyway, identifies as African American, it seems. And I'm like, what? Dwayne Johnson? Like, he seems so totally white to me. If, you know, he's as white as white bread.
Do you know what he is?
I have no idea.
He's Polynesian.
Really? See, I didn't know. So I don't know if maybe he was maybe.
I don't know if he's 100%.
Well, maybe that's all they were saying then, but I didn't know. I had no idea. And honestly, like a lot of the time,
I could be wrong. You know?
Like I remember when Halle Berry was popular. What right? I don't know.
Well, she
Way
was
back.
in a Bond movie. That really popularized her with the guys.
Okay. But I think she was popular before then.
Did she play Catwoman too?
Maybe that was it. I don't know. Anyway.
But I think she was more popular maybe amongst women before then. Was she nominated or did she win?
Well, she's
an
very
Academy
beautiful.
Award? Yeah, she is.
Yeah. And
I don't think she's Academy Award material.
No. But very beautiful. And I remember people, the media or whatever, playing her up as a black woman. And I was thinking, really? Because she looks pretty beige.
Her features
and her
are
features
white.
are so white. Yeah. Like even her hair isn't really. It doesn't look. I don't know. Anyway.
I don't think she has to process it.
I don't think so.
Not that anyone has to, but.
Not that. Yeah. So. Anyway, I just find it funny.
Yeah, I think she was adopted.
Like I wonder how people who are seriously very like the people that are really, really obviously like really black. Mm-hmm. I wonder how they feel about pretty creamy people identifying as black. Well, I wonder, you know what I mean? And the media playing that up. Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's a tough sort of thing. You look at Muhammad Ali. He kind of had pretty white features. He had lighter skin, and his facial features were much whiter than the average black in the United States. And he was always going around saying, "I'm prettier than my opponents." I'm just saying, dude, if you look whiter.
Well,
OJ kind of like had a lot of white features.
He did, yeah, or does, I suppose.
I think the most prominent thing is a prominent chin.
Yeah.
I think on average, blacks tend to have receding chin. So, it happens to a lot of the ones that are considered pretty. And I'll give you an example. We kind of know, especially the way women feel. We don't know, because this isn't a statistical study. We're only dealing with sample amount, but a suggestion. Did you ever see the cover for Tina Turner's Private Dancer? Remember the look she was rocking? It was kind of like almost blonde.
That was a really long time ago.
Yeah, you would have been young. But I was wondering, why is she going with that look? And I was reading a review maybe 15 years later. She said she always wanted to have blonde hair.
Oh, okay. Whatever. Anyway, so there's that. And then we watched this, Violentia, which both of these movies seem really like they could be made by students at the university here. Or whatever.
This was 1 year's project, and this was the follow-up project. Maybe it's the same group.
No. Violentia. This was a kind of horror-ish movie.
Not necessarily horrible. Yeah.
No, it wasn't horrible. It was, it just seems film school, right? Both of these seem film school, and that's fine.
Exactly.
Like low budget, whatever, and they're trying to work with what they have. So, this one was about some nanobot technology that could be used to alter people's memories. So then they were trying to use it on, say, murderers, so that they wouldn't be murderers anymore. So anyway, it didn't quite work out as well as the product testers would have liked. Anyway, and the browsing effect. This was actually really well done. For film school, the acting was great. There were some things that weren't believable, but it started out strong, like the interviews with the people. It looked just like the commercials you see for, what is it, eHarmony or whatever, where the couples are, oh yeah, we met on eHarmony and we're the perfect
you mean like
couple.
the TV commercials?
Yeah. So it was
Those
like,
were
it started
hilarious.
out like that. Yeah, and
I
it
mean,
was hilarious.
You're looking people that look like $1 million almost.
Mm-hmm.
And you're like, well, okay.
Yeah, and you're thinking, yeah,
It's not like
that's
some
what I'm gonna find
300-pound,
sure.
5'0" guy.
Anyway,
Attracts
so it started out strong, and then it didn't end up as strong as it went on, because it was just, I don't know. I find this sort of culture really boring too, right? So it's hard for me to get into it. And there were some things that were, even though the acting, they did a great job, and the directing, the camera people, they really knew what they were doing, and they deserved to get an A for that.
Not necessarily a Academy Award.
No.
But an A.
Yeah, because they did good work. But there were some things that made it obvious that it wasn't real life. They didn't, like, there was a party in someone's house and there was no music going on. Like, who ever has a party with no music in the background?
Well, there was another party, I think, in the same movie where it was like,
well, there was some
pointed it
kind
out,
of
it
weird
was like 40s
jazzy porn stuff going on, or
more like 70s type
yeah,
of
it was just
stuff.
not even believable. The kind of, like, it was like some really bad
soundtrack for a TV show in the
nobody
70s.
would listen to that.
Something that
there was that.
You'd listen to it if
the
the Beastie Boys were doing
a spoof on it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, because they'd make it more interesting. Anyway,
tons more interesting.
Yeah,
mainly because of the humor.
So I'm going to show you. I unwrapped these. These are new. I unwrapped these condoms to make another piñata, and this one's going to be a heart-shaped piñata. And I put, I'll just show you. I have a package of these, and I put this around the end because I found that if I try to tie the reservoir tips into a knot, it just slides out pretty easily. So even if I wash it, which I did, because to try to get the lubricant off, it's still pretty slippery. And this one, see, it's sort of along the same principles as this, which is going to be a bum, and then the front. But see how the front, I just stretch the paper across tight? Well, it's going to be like that for the heart, and then I'll put something on the bottom, so then it'll, and I won't be doing this.
Both sides. Well,
yeah.
For the heart.
Huh? Yeah, I'll do it tight for both sides for the heart, and it'll look good. I know it will. So what I'm trying to show is when you can make different shapes of objects by just using multiple number of balloons, like put together, and you don't have to put them together right away at the beginning. You could put them together just before you're yeah, and you don't even have to paper mache them together. You can paper mache them separately, glue them together, and then decorate, and it's going to look like one solid thing. Do you see what I'm saying? So there are multiple ways to do this, and it's actually, if you think about it, if you think about balloon animals, how you can twist those long skinny balloons into all sorts of shapes, then that just opens up a whole realm of possibilities for making piñatas, because you could shape those any which way, and you don't have to worry about, like with these sort of piñatas, the hollow inside the balloon is what you stuff. But if you use the long skinny balloons, then you don't have to even, that's not what you're going to be stuffing. You're going to be stuffing whatever space that is, whatever space is left inside. Like, say if you make a balloon, I don't know what, an owl, you make a balloon owl, well then you paper mache that, and all of that whole, everything in between where the balloons are tied together, all of that is then space to fill with candy or whatever. So
you want it the same size as? I guess it doesn't matter, just so long as you measure.
It doesn't matter. So I'm going to make this one a little bit longer. It'll work out just fine. So, and it's easier if I twist it and then I knot it. But anyway, you don't have to. You can just knot it.
So if you're wanting to do a composite,
boy, that makes me really lightheaded.
Sculpture, you wouldn't necessarily have to get all the same size or anything.
No, not at all. Not the same size, not the same shapes. It opens up, just think about, before you're building something, sit and think about it for a long time. Before I came up with the heart idea, I sat and I thought, what can I use? And so I have, in my head, I know what I'm doing long before I start fiddling with it.
Why are you coughing on screen now? And you can always let some stuff out.
Oh boy, make myself dizzy. If I'm going to keep this piñata idea up, I'm going to have to get a balloon pump.
Yeah, you got busy and then you got dizzy.
Yeah. So that should be good. And then, see, I don't have to tie it together. With that, I wanted a bump. So I tied these two together, right? And I can do this. I can tie this together again. Or I could tie a string if I want it to be more like that. Do you see what I'm saying? And then I don't paper mache those top bits. I paper mache just to here. See how that'll work out. And then I'll have a cone at the bottom. And that's heart, right? You should be able to see that. So, so I could tie it together, but I don't have to. What do you think? Would that be a nice heart like that? Cone at the bottom? Or string?
I'd go with the latter.
The string. Okay, so that's what I'll do. I'll be putting the string like that, and then the cone at the bottom, and then I'll be paper maching. So that's how this one's going to work out. Oh, I gotta eat some of this kiwi. It's delicious. Mango is good too. That's a perfect mango. Are you full?
No, I'm not.
You just don't feel like it?
I was just listening to expatiate. How's that for a fancy word? Is that too fancy for the internet?
Oh my gosh, that's a good kiwi. And that kiwi was given to us by the Salvation Army Furniture Depot.
Yeah, I should eat this stuff fresh. It's always best to eat fruit as fresh as can be.
Yeah.